और बढ़ाए, मनोदर्पण पर कौन लगाए, मनोबल अपना और बढ़ाए। चलो आज ही प्रण ले हम, सुधारे हम, चलो आज ही प्रण ले हम, मनोदर्पण ही प्रण ले।
No, light was not there also. Hello, hello. Okay. Hello, hello, hello. നമ്മൾ ഓൺലൈൻ ആൾക്കാരെ അഡ്മിറ്റ് ചെയ്യും, ഇവിടുന്ന് അഡ്മിറ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുമോ? രണ്ടും കൂടെ നടക്കുമോ? രണ്ടും കൂടെ നടക്കുമോ എന്നുള്ളതാണ്. ഇല്ല, അതായിക്കോട്ടെ. പക്ഷെ അവരെ പി പി ടി ഇതില്ല. ഹലോ 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 ഹലോ. Friends, we will have the last session today. This session, in fact, we thought that we will have some activities, but due to the shortage of time, we are cutting that session of activity, and this activity you will be doing it. The questions will be sharing to you. After that, you can because 3 days holidays are there, you can utilize the holiday, and Tuesday or Wednesday, we expect your email. All right. Now we will continue with the program. I think, sir, madam, you will, Virendra sir, anything you want, or you can intervene in between also. Yeah. All right. So we will ask the same team to continue for around 45 minutes. All right. Then we will have inaugural session. There will not be any break, tea break. After the inaugural session and valedictory session only, we will have the break. Okay. So that everyone can go at an early stage. All right. I think this is agreeable. So we'll start. We will supply this online participants. We have already shared you the case study number 1. We have already shared, so that will be discussing here also. Please go through your email, yesterday's email. You have the attachment. Second mail, yesterday evening second mail, you have the attachment of case 1. So that will be discussing during this session. Okay. And now I request the experts to continue. Yeah, please.
Is this switched on? Is my voice audible, everybody? Okay, so good afternoon, everybody. Thank you all for coming back to the session. We've been running through many slides, skipping many, because we are looking at the shortage of time, but we like to share the PPTs that we prepared, both myself and Kripa, so that at leisure you can go through them, and email IDs also, we'll share any queries, any things, we'll be very glad to support. So we have some case studies to share which Kripa has designed. So we do hands-on with that. Before that, I want to share one video with all of us, because this talks about the importance of the portfolio which I spoke about. Why the portfolio? becomes a very important document that has to move from one class to the other. And we will see after the video how that portfolio could have played a very critical role in understanding the child and the gaps that the child could go with from one to the other class. Why that portfolio is critical. So we're going to play that now, and then we'll take a reflective thought process. Can I request you to please play the video?
As she stood in front of her 5th grade class on the first day of school, she told the children an untruth. Like most teachers, she
Online, are they able to see the video? Online?
As she stood in front of her 5th grade class on the first day of school, she told the children an untruth. Like most teachers, she looked at her students and said that she loved them all the same. However, that was impossible because there in the front row, slumped in his seat, was a little boy named Teddy Stallard. Miss Thompson had watched Teddy the year before and noticed that he didn't play well with other children, that his clothes were messy, and that he constantly needed a bath. And Teddy could be unpleasant. It got to the point where Miss Thompson would actually take delight in marking his papers with a broad red pen, making bold X's, and then putting a big F at the top of his papers. At the school where Miss Thompson taught, she was required to review each child's past records, and she put Teddy's off until the last. However, when she reviewed his file, she was in for a surprise. Teddy's 1st grade teacher wrote, "Teddy is a bright child with a ready laugh. He does his work neatly and has good manners. He is such a joy to be around." His 2nd grade teacher wrote, "Teddy is an excellent student, well liked by his classmates, but he is troubled because his mother has a terminal illness, and life at home must be a struggle." His 3rd grade teacher wrote, "His mother's death has been hard on him. He tries to do his best, but his father doesn't show much interest, and his home life will soon affect him if some steps aren't taken." Teddy's 4th grade teacher wrote, "Teddy is withdrawn and doesn't show much interest in school. He doesn't have many friends, and he sometimes sleeps in class." By now, Miss Thompson realized the problem, and she was ashamed of herself. She felt even worse when her students brought her Christmas presents, wrapped in beautiful ribbons and bright paper, except for Teddy's. His present was clumsily wrapped in heavy brown paper that he got from a grocery bag. Miss Thompson took pains to open it in the middle of the other presents. Some of the students started to laugh when she found a rhinestone bracelet with some of the stones missing and a bottle that was 1/4 full of perfume. But she stifled the children's laughter when she explained how pretty the bracelet was, putting it on and dabbing some of the perfume on her wrist. Teddy Stallard stayed after school that day, just long enough to say, "Miss Thompson, today you smell just like my mom used to." After the children left, she cried for at least an hour. On that very day, she quit teaching reading, writing, and arithmetic. Instead, she began to teach children. Miss Thompson paid particular attention to Teddy. As she worked with him, his mind began to come alive. The more she encouraged him, the faster he responded. By the end of the year, Teddy had become one of the smartest children in the class. And, despite her lie that she would love all the children the same, Teddy became one of her teacher's pets. A year later, she found a note under her door from Teddy, telling her that she was the best teacher he'd ever had in his whole life. 6 years went by before she got another note from Teddy. He then wrote that he had finished high school 3rd in his class, and she was still the best teacher he ever had in his whole life. 4 years after that, she got another letter, saying that while things had been tough at times, he'd stayed in school. He'd stuck with it and would soon graduate from college with the highest of honors. Again, he assured Miss Thompson that she was still the best and favorite teacher he'd ever had. Then 4 more years passed, and yet another letter came. After he got his bachelor's degree, he had decided to go a little further. She was still the best and favorite teacher he'd ever had. But now his name was a little longer. The letter was signed Theodore F. Stallard, M.D. The story does not end here. There was yet another letter that spring. Teddy said he'd met this girl and was going to be married. He explained that his father had died a couple of years ago, and he was wondering if Miss Thompson might agree to sit at the wedding in the place that was usually reserved for the mother of the groom. Of course, Miss Thompson did, and guess what? She wore that bracelet, the one with several rhinestones missing. Moreover, she made sure she was wearing the perfume that Teddy remembered his mother wearing on their last Christmas together. They hugged each other, and Dr. Stallard whispered in Miss Thompson's ear, "Thank you for believing in me. Thank you so much for making me feel important and showing me that I could make a difference." Miss Thompson, with tears in her eyes, whispered back. She said, "Teddy, you have it all wrong. You were the one who taught me that I could make a difference. I didn't know how to teach until I met you." You can never tell what type of impact you may have on another's life by your actions or lack of action. Please consider this fact in your venture through life, and just try to make a difference in someone else's life today.
So thank you all for watching this very emotional video by a teacher who gives us a very simple example of how the portfolio could make a lot of difference. Had she not seen that document which came from the lower classes and she ignored it, she would think that this boy was very lazy, good for nothing, and not capable of anything at all. But there is a system of handing over the portfolio every time the child moves from one class to the next. So, what is very important is that the teacher of the next class reads all of the child's background before they come to the next class. So, this teacher knows what are the pluses and the minuses of the child, and accordingly, the teacher begins to work. This is only a sample, but it's a true story of one of the most famous surgeons in the United States, Dr. Theodore Stellard, and how he was given up in his childhood for someone being useless because something happened. He came to the class, he was sleeping all the time. But here was a teacher who made herself wake up when she saw that portfolio. And that's the reason why I did mention earlier that when we are looking at the growth of this child in our school, every year it is important to document not just the academic progress of a child, but what is the overall personality of the child you've seen? What are the areas of success this child met? Are you asking your children to write reflective entries when they take a test? Why are they going wrong? Sometimes we expect children to do very well. After we give the test papers, it will be a good idea to ask children to write a reflection. Why did I not do well? Which area of the lesson I'm not able to understand? Where is the area where I need support from my teacher? If the teacher is able to consolidate this, then she can archive all the needs of the children and handle it. Otherwise, the test is only a cognitive one, and the score cannot reveal the true feelings of that child. All our cognitive tests do not reveal the children as they are. And that is why it is important to know the emotion that lies behind that child. And therefore, when the holistic progress card is being released, you will see that all of this documentation is going to be very valid, very useful, because it will show us various dimensions of that child, not necessarily scholastic. We are going to look at what this child is good at other than scholastic. What would they like to be when they are older? What does their multiple intelligence profile show? Do they like storytelling more than, can they learn better through visual aids? We all know about the visual, the auditory, the kinesthetic, all that we talk about, but are we actually experimenting in our classrooms with that? Do we use storytelling frequently in physics or in chemistry? Do we do that so that we appeal to children who require different kinds of modes of learning? What are we doing with all the pedagogical structures? So it's very, very important that we understand the child, and when they get into the next class, there's a hand holding like a relay race, one teacher gives it to the other one receives it and reads it so that they are prepared for the class. And I know in larger classes, 60 children, 50 children, going to be a huge challenge, but the teacher can always receive it well in advance. We can ask teachers to use markers, wherever there are red flags, as Kripa pointed out. Something very alarming about the child can be flagged. So the next class teacher only reads that, focuses. Then we look at the strength of children. What are they good at? Then the next class teacher knows they're good at this, not so good. And that is why it is important to recognize sports in children, arts in the children, all aspects of the child's personality, not just the report card that contains the mark. That was the intention behind the video and also our learning for the day, that when we talk about social emotional learning, we're not talking about the cognitive learning. In fact, it's all about how do children get along in the class, what are their interpersonal strengths, how do they get along with the peers, do they get along with their own selves as intrapersonal intelligence? How do they look at their own selves? How strong are they in linguistic intelligence, maybe spatial? The teacher will have to map and accordingly take care of the children. So that's the idea behind making every child feel included in the class learning, which means no child will be excluded from the learning. And we know no two children are identical in our classrooms. They cannot be like our fingerprints. When every child is unique, then every child needs a pattern that will be unique to that child. If we can remember that, it means as teachers we have made the difference in the lives of our children. So, any reflections on the video before we move to the last phase of case study? Does anyone want to add on to the video that you viewed? Would you like to say about some learning that you had? You can raise your hand. Would anyone like to speak? Okay, I think we are almost done for the day. So we'll go on with the case studies and then we'll come to the closure. Can I request Kripa to take over? Because that case study has been specifically designed for us to answer. Take a look at this.
So all of you, hope you have read the case study. It's just a scenario, right? And there is no need of any diagnosis, right? So that is the next level of intervention. This is just to understand the crisis or emotional distress of the student. So anyone willing to start answering, or do you want some group discussion type activity for this? There is no time. Okay. Anyone with the answer for the first question? The observation skills? Yeah. What are the behavior or the signs that you have observed as a teacher, like, with this scenario? Uh, Others, yeah. Cultural activities, yeah. Low. Absence, yeah, yeah. Peers, yeah. Withdrawal, yeah, that is right. Yeah. So not mingling with their friends, not talking to the friends during breaks. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Not turning in the assignments. Yeah. Right. Okay. So this second question is pretty tricky, right? So how would you differentiate between a kid scoring low marks occasionally and differentiate it with an emotional distress? How could you differentiate both of these things? So the low marks could happen for any reason. When do you think it happens for an emotional distress reason? Mm. Classroom, yeah. Mm. Mm, mm, mm. Yes. Yeah. 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 True. Mm, 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 mm. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Mm. Yes, ma'am. No problem. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Academic. Yeah. True. 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 Yeah. So as you guys rightly pointed out, the interest factor, right? And we can see that Rahul is not interested in the activities, and the yeah, yeah, I understand, sir, but it might not be depression, right? Let's not diagnose this with, yeah, 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 yeah. Might be depression. We don't know. That is second level intervention where we send for diagnosis. But what we can see is clear withdrawal from social interactions and cultural activities, and the lively animated, yeah, others. Uh, okay. Yeah, you're not socially interacting, so you're not able to participate. So we can clearly understand that there is some emotional distress in this student. Okay. So what are the non-verbal cues that or body language that you can observe? Like if you are a teacher, like you're noticing Rahul maybe sitting like that, okay. Yeah. Not lively, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, that also is a thing. Hmm. Distracted. Yeah. Withdrawn, yeah. Mm-mm. Yeah. Nail biting, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, true. So there is one, scenario like that happens in our school. So we want all our students to be silent. But some student, they tell me that they haven't opened their mouth since they came to school, right? They haven't spoken one word to anyone else. Do you think that much be so much stressful, right? So as teachers, we have to focus on every kid getting a participation, as ma'am always tells. At least ask question, make them interact, because some kids don't talk at all during the whole day of their school. Yeah. Peer observation. So how can you use peer observation to make this understanding of emotional distress. What would you ask students, or like, uh, is he coming to play? Yeah. As, mm-hmm, mm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah. So, and we should also be sure that you're not breaking confidentiality, or like, telling, labeling or assuming, oh, Rahul is in depression. Do you know anything about it? We should not be asking that. Sir? Indirectly. How is Rahul in school nowadays? Is he talking to you? When was the last time you guys played anything? Something like that, where you can understand Rahul's situation in class, because their friends are the ones who know. No, classmates are the ones who know better, right, than us. And it is also important, if you are a class teacher, it is very important you know who the friends of the students are, right? And once you notice these kids are not talking to them suddenly, it might be a temporary fight, but are they slowly withdrawing from their actual close friend group? All this we have to be mindful of. Yeah. And extracurricular engagement also. So we know kids' interest keeps changing. Right? Maybe Rahul was participating in dance and singing, but now he's only interested in sports. Right? So, but we have mentioned that Rahul is not participating right now. Again, how would you differentiate this? Yeah. Other area. Yeah, true. That is the point. So there is complete withdrawal from everything. It's not substitution. So sometimes kids might be playing basketball, right? They might be playing basketball for years, and suddenly they want to play cricket, right? And there is nothing wrong in it. Their interest, the focus of the interest has changed. But if you notice the students having no interest at all at anything, right? That's when you are concerned. Okay. How would you create a supportive environment where students like Rahul can come share stuff to you as a teacher? Uh, Building rapport, yeah. Mm, 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 mm. Yeah, true. Sir has told about building rapport, offering company, right, and slowly coming to the issue. Yeah. 5 days. Yeah. Mm. Parents. Yeah, true. Mm. Mm, 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 mm. Yeah, yeah. We have to find out, yeah. So that collaborative activity, so we can move on to the next level of intervention where we involve parents, maybe other teachers, students, friends, once you found that there is emotional distress, because it is easy for us to misjudge something as distress. Maybe, India lost the match and I am sad the next whole day, right? That happens. That's a very temporary thing. It might fade away in few days or a week. But if the student is having this kind of symptoms or signs for a prolonged period of time, we have to be worried. Can we move on to the next case study? Some more questions are there? Okay, I don't have the questions. Okay, ma'am. Okay. So we have discussed about interpreting all the signs of distress. So we'll move on to the next question. The red flags in social behavior. What do you consider red flags here in this scenario? Eighth question. Mm. Yeah. Which immediately, yeah, yeah. So what do you think, yeah, in this scenario, what do you think would be like some red flag, like could be considered a red flag? Any area, yeah, true, true. Withdrawing and not showing interest in any area, absenteeism. So a lot of many symptoms together, so we can consider it has to be a flag. Yeah. So as we have discussed this in previous question, maintaining the privacy of the student, right? So even when you are inquiring to Rahul's friends or like parents, maybe you can talk about like your kid is showing all the signs, maybe the other teachers, we have to do it without labeling, right? Assuming, so I think Rahul is in depression, what do you think, what are your observation? We should not be asking like that. "Oh, I think Rahul is feeling little low, did you observe anything like that?" You can modify your questions like that. So collaborative approaches, like sir pointed out, meeting parents, yeah. uh, Emotions, mood tracker, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it is an indicator. Hmm. Make it. Yeah, true. That's a good idea, sir. Yeah. Hmm. So collaboration, who else would you collaborate in this case? One is parents. Who else? Which other stakeholders can you collaborate with? Peer group. Yeah. Best friend. Siblings, very good. If the sibling of the kid is studying in the school, may it be elder or younger, they know much better, right? They might give you some very important insight on the student. Whom else? Other teachers who are teaching to Rahul, yeah. Sir? Counselors, yeah, counselors. So counselors are only collaborating in this scenario. So who else the counselor can collaborate? Supporting staff, yeah. Bus driver, conductors. If the student is going in a bus, right? You can ask like, how is this kid while traveling? Maybe is it inside the school only or outside also? Is he feeling the same way? Right? Immediate surrounding, as in next class, something like that. Immediate surrounding, whom do you mean? Outside that school. But we can't do more. Like we can't go outside and see where Rahul is playing, what he is doing. Somewhere we don't have control. Yeah. Okay. Hmm. May not wait. Yeah. Okay. Ma'am, can we move to the next case study? Oh, can do one more. One more. We will go. Yeah. Good. Okay. I'll give you some time to read the question. Okay. So Rima is a student of class 11 and has been exhibiting concerning behavior at school. She comes from a stable family environment and there has been significant change in there is no hasn't been any significant change in the family recently. Teachers and classmates have reported noticeable change in the behavior, including a decline in academic performance, frequent there is irritability, she is very fatigued and everything. Additionally, there have been instances. Yes. Okay, so there is problem with the changes in her appearance and hygiene as well. So they have also observed bloodshot eyes, teachers and staffs. Then there, I am not able to read, sorry, my eyes sight is not that good. And overall lethargic demeanor. Okay, see this symptoms have been there for few weeks. Okay, so here I think as first level intervention, you can guess what the student is going on. Keep that in mind. You can guess. Again, we are assuming, we are not diagnosing or anything, because as first level interventions, we have to assume something to get it forward, right? So maybe you can go through the questions. Maybe read the case one more time. We can discuss the questions. Okay. Okay. So we have depression, abused. What else do you think? What assumption can you bring? So you please notice the signs and symptoms as we have given here. So there is decline in personal hygiene and appearance. There is lethargic behavior. Uh, okay. There is one more very evident problem here. Bloodshot eyes. Okay. 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 So this again is a significant symptoms of substance abuse. Substance abuse is Mhm. Yeah, maybe another addiction as well. But this is mainly related to substance abuse. Some sort of Mm, mm. Sleepless. Huh. Substance abuse, yeah. Substance abuse, yeah. So from these symptoms, we can understand there is some substance abuse. So this is something that we have to be very careful in our schools. We don't know what is happening, right? And kids are very much, available, accessible to all the drugs, whatever it is, and they know what is what and everything. So we have to be very sure about this. So the bloodshot eyes and the lethargic behavior, sudden decline in personal hygiene. It's not like some kids don't care about their appearance and all, that's different, but there is sudden decline in hygiene and appearance. We have to be little concerned. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah. That is, sir, that is see, no, family is nowhere related to substance abuse. So bad family dynamic might lead to substance abuse. Hold, yeah, they want money, what else? Yeah. So the family dynamic doesn't have, it is not causation, right? So it can lead to bad family dynamic, can lead to, but doesn't mean if you have a good family you will not get addicted to substance. Yeah. Yeah, not family issues. She's not crying or anything because of family issue. It is somewhere and it is showing in her behavioral. Yeah. Okay. Again, here natural decline in academics plus emotional distress. We know that she's clearly, having lethargic behavior and all the symptoms you can notice and you can relate it with the academic decline here. Okay, who would you collaborate in? Parents, yeah. Okay, parents. Okay. So do you think how would you communicate with parents here? So you can't tell like I think Rima is using drugs. Yeah. Uh, mm, yeah, medical supervision, de-addiction, rehabilitation, yeah, yeah, medical intervention. First, we have to understand and you know get it that she is addicted. We can't just like assume and send her to rehabilitation. First, we have to confirm. Yeah. So parents. So you mentioned parents. How would you communicate with parents? Again, do you consider confidentiality, privacy here? Who would you break confidentiality? We have to break the confidentiality with the parents. How would you communicate with them? Mm, mm, mm. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that could work. That could work. We are observing some changes and behavioral issue. Yeah, yeah, that could work. But if it is getting extreme, it's okay. You can just call the parents and say this is this because they need to intervene immediately, and we can help Rima also. Okay, peer observation. What do you think peers can tell you about the situation? How can they help you? Slowly they can reveal. Mm, mm, mm. Yeah, they will know. Yeah. So if kids, yeah. And they might be into a group that encourages all this, enables all this sudden change in the social setting. That can be a thing. And if they're doing it just to feel cool and all, they will immediately tell to other people, right? So peers will really, really help you in situations like this. Would you consider Rima as a red flag or yellow flag? Red flag, yeah. Yeah. So privacy again, even if you're breaking confidentiality, you have to keep the name private, right? Only with parents you can discuss, maybe the upper management who are included, not with all teachers and students. And don't use Rima as an example. See, Rima was here, she was addicted to drugs. Don't be like that. You should not be doing that. Yeah. Labeling should not be there, and name should never come out. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, true. That we can't control, but maybe we can help manage the rumors, right? Maybe we can tell, okay, Rima wasn't feeling well. She just had to take some time off. But teachers sometimes gossip about all these things. We have to stop that, right? And not tell the names out. Yeah. Do you want to go for one more, or we will end here? So, yeah. Yeah, any cases you want to discuss? Yeah. Yes. Okay. So we will wind up. Unfortunately, that's the time we have. But I want to end the session by telling something. So I have my private practice. I have lots of clients who are very much elder. Like, my oldest client is 88 years old. So, people come to me. And some youngest one is 8, maybe. 8, 7 or 8. Yeah. So what happens is, when they come to me, they might be like 45 years old, but sometimes I'm addressing to a 8-year-old in them, comforting them, it's okay, let it go, all that, but you have this position to address the 8-year-old directly at the present right now. So I hope you take this opportunity, maybe, develop skills to address them effectively, so they don't carry that 8-year-old problem till they're 45, 50. Yeah. Thank you so much.
So thank you, Kripa, and thank you all for listening to my counselor. The idea was to give you something to carry back other than technical messages. So we want to thank Sir also from RI, Dr. Anil. Thank you for the opportunity. We've all done some little bit of visit. We planned a lot, but time factor when we started the session was a little late. So we couldn't take too much, but we'll share the PPT and we hope everyone will begin this journey of the emotional learning support in schools. Any help you want from us? We will be sharing all the PPTs with our contact numbers. You're welcome to contact us for any support. Thank you all once again for giving us this unique opportunity. Dr. Anil, thank you once again. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, sir, please. We'll have an observation from our participant.
Good afternoon, Rana. In this afternoon session, Dr. Vasanti Tyagarajan and Kripa Madam giving good ideas to how to be inculcate or maintaining mental health in school students. We are before that also we are doing this work in our schools before NEP, before RTE, and our ancestors also. The fourth generation teacher, I am fourth generation teacher. Our ancestors also doing this promoting mental health in the students. But nowadays we are trained for this profession uh, as a counselor. But our Indian culture, our Indian traditions, all teachers are inbuilt counselors. They are inculcating good values through moral education. In our school days, our teachers are good counselors. They are inculcating life skills or good habits through moral education. So, uh, these type of trainings help us to uh, build up a good future generation. Uh, we are implementing all these counseling skills in our schools and our training. Thank you.
Friends, we are now reaching towards our end journey, though 2 days are not enough to discuss such a topic in vast. And we have our resource persons, they could not even talk whatever they want to talk also because of the shortage of the time. So we are now starting the valedictory session. For that, we have with us joining from Australia, basically, Madam Srikala uh, Bharadwaj. I hope people from the field is aware about her. Madam, are you online? Yeah. Madam, are you online? Madam, unmute. Unmute, madam. Unmute. Unmute. Yeah. Speak. Speak. Your, increase your volume. Volume is low. They are able to. Huh? Okay. It may be our problem. I think. Here, you just check. Otherwise, you just on there in your laptop. Lap. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, madam, we are not able to hear. Just wait few minutes. No, we are connected to. Madam, speak some words. Hello. Uh, what in net are you able to? In the room, you are not able to. Participants, other participants, if you are able to hear, please put a yes in your chat box. Yes. Okay. Okay. Uh, hmm, okay. Put the volume. Yeah. Are you able to? Madam, please speak. Ah, yes, yes. Yeah, yeah. Ah, yes, yes. Yeah. I think 1 minute we want to introduce you. Let me ask Nandana to introduce. Uh, okay. Others, please keep the volume little down because echo will come otherwise. Yeah, please. You can talk.
Good afternoon, everybody. Sorry for the inconvenience. We have Dr. Shrikala Bharat with us. Dr. Shrikala Bharat is a former professor of psychiatry and consultant of NIMHANS Bangalore. Ma'am is a fellow of the Royal College of Psychiatrists, UK, and a fellow of Royal Australian and New Zealand College of Psychiatrists, Australia. Ma'am has more than 37 years of. Unmute RIE. We got Ma'am has more than 37 years of clinical, academic, and research experience, out of which 23 years were as a faculty at NIMHANS. Ma'am has also worked in UK and Australia as a psychiatric consultant. Dr. Shrikala Bharat currently works as a consultant in the area of adult and old age psychiatry. Ma'am works actively with families and clients who have early symptoms of dementia or established dementia towards assessment. Dr. Shrikala has been involved in the mental health promotion towards resilience and well-being with competence in secondary schools using life skills approach for over 22 years. Her model of enhancing psychosocial competence among the school-going and out-of-school adolescents or youth is well recognized nationally and internationally. Dr. Shrikala Bharat actively works with the governmental and non-governmental educational setups pertaining to adolescents and youth. Ma'am has trained more than 3,000 teachers and mental health professionals as life skills facilitators. She believes that this is an effective way to address the increasing stress of globalized and urbanized world. Ma'am, we are very happy to welcome you to the two-day workshop's valedictory ceremony. Thank you.
Yeah, please have your valedictory address. Our faculty will join after a few minutes. Please go ahead, madam.
Thank you very much. You have to mute. You have to mute yourself, sir. Dr. Anil. Yeah. Even now there is an echo. Okay. Good evening. Thank you for that introduction. It's a pleasure to be to take part in this valedictory function at the end of the 2 days. Can you hear me? Yes. Mr. YGK? Yes, okay. So at the end of the yes. Yeah, at the end of the 2 days workshop, where I think many of the teachers, school principals, and management have been trained on various aspects of mental health promotion and well-being among the students. And I should mainly thank the management of RAE and specifically Dr. Anil Kumar for insisting on my joining this valedictory function, and I'm very happy to be part of that. And I hope at the end of the 2 days, all the participants, especially the principal, the management, and the teachers who are day to day in relationship in teaching the students, have some sort of a roadmap on how to go about promoting mental health and well-being among the students. I know that there are lots of challenges in this roadmap, though just before I started, I heard the teacher saying that we have been doing, and it is in the Indian culture that we all do it as a part of, as a culture. So yes, it's part of our culture to support students, but I think we need to recognize, and I would sort of in this valedictory function address some of the challenges and the barriers and the difficulties on this road towards promoting mental health and also specifically well-being among the students. I'm stressing on well-being because I think we need to discuss what is well-being and what is mental health. I think that is very, very important. Before we talk about mental health, I'm sure we need to talk about what is health. You all know that WHO has defined mental health as not as a mere absence of disease or infirmity, but a complete physical, psychological, social health. I would add even spiritual health to that. Okay. And it also says, there is a second definition. It says that as long as a person is able to cope with the challenges, the person actually has health. Okay, that means even if a person has disease, if the person is able to cope with that, then the person is considered healthy. But the third definition is a very, very important definition where it says that health is a state of balance, of equilibrium of a person within himself or herself, and also with the physical environment outside and with the social relationships. This definition is very, very important because look at the first definition. How do we go about, understanding health and mental health when having these definitions? Do we go into how do we find whether a community is mentally healthy or whether somebody has been looking after their mental health? We as psychiatrists, we are doctors and we also always work with disease. So do we go into the community, screen everybody, find out who has mental illness, and then start treating them? Is that what, and then bring down the mental illness? And is that what we would call it a mental health promotion? Definitely not. Or we go into a community, look at those people who are vulnerable, who can have the difficulty of becoming mentally ill. For example, children of parents who use alcohol, abject poverty, where there are a lot of communal rights. Here, the students are always vulnerable to mental health problems and stressors. So, do we go there and start working and then say that we work with this community because this is a very vulnerable community and then this is what we call it as mental health promotion? I don't think so. Here, what is very important is we do not work with the idea of disease rather than we are talking about the person himself. And how do schools do it? Because now we are talking about a shift from the doctors and specialists to the teachers and the school. And what has India been able to achieve in this? If you look at, the enrollment and you as teachers and as principals, you all know that the enrollment, at least 80 to 90% of the adolescents, Indian adolescents, go to school. Yes, there is about 15 to 20% dropout in the secondary education. But most of the secondary, that is teenagers and adolescents and youth go to either a school or a college. So school or the college becomes a very, very important place where the adolescents are going through their development, and that part of the development where they almost reach the end of major milestones of development physically, psychologically, socially, familially, everything. So that becomes a very important thing. However, are the schools doing what we are expecting or what we are looking at them when we are talking about mental health and well-being? When we talk about well-being, we are talking about positive emotions, we are talking about relationships, we are talking about meaningfulness, we are talking about accomplishments. So this is what well-being looks at. And apart from what we have already talked about mental health, where it is the balance within themselves and balance outside. What are our schools doing? Our schools have been very good in teaching our children, adolescents, and youth the basic 3 R's. And when it comes to secondary school education, the making them competent in whatever, various disciplines of mathematics, biology, sciences, humanities, languages, and helping them to choose a career. But beyond this, and this is all, somebody said in the introduction that I have been working with the schools for 22 years. It's more than that. It's about 30 years I've worked with the schools. But beyond that, what do schools do? Do they really look at the person? Let me give you a small example. A mother went to a Zen counselor. So let's call him a counselor rather than calling him a monk. She said, my son doesn't listen to me. He constantly protests whatever I tell him. He doesn't study. He's watching a lot of TV. So she went on complaining more and more. So the Zen counselor looked at her very sweetly and then said, I give you a small task. Let's not talk about the problems of your son. Now let's look at what we have to understand, why your son is doing and when he is doing it. Go back home, take 2 pens, take a black pen and a red pen. Okay. Whenever your son doesn't listen to you, put a red mark on explain that to him. Put a red mark on his hand. But
Hello.
he is doing with his friends, just put every 15 minutes black mark, that is a green mark on his left hand. And then come back to me after a week with both the marks. So she goes home, and after a week, what do you think she comes back with? The number of red marks of complaints were far, far less than compared to the marks on the left side. So she comes to realize that parents and teachers pay attention only to the black mark in a big white paper and not to the whiteness of the paper at all. So we pay attention when a child is not listening or creating trouble rather than focusing and appreciating when somebody is doing the right thing. So that becomes the most important thing, and we have to focus on that. And I do not know whether our schools, and let me tell you one more thing. I have gone to so many schools, and one of the schools, in fact, when we had this discussion with the students, one of the students got up and said, Doctor, and I will tell this in front of my principal, I'm a very average student. I'm a very, very average student. I get about 35 to 40 marks in most of the classes, but I help a lot in the school. I help my friends. I have a very good circle of friends, and I am always pleasant. I come to school on time. I try to keep my place neat, and I am kind to most of the people who are in the school, like the ayas and other people. But my picture is never put outside in the school at the end of the year. It is only those students who have scored 99% and 100% in mathematics, in humanities, their pictures are all put on the poster. Where is my picture? Don't I deserve that? Is this world, is the school, are the teachers, is this management only for those Satya Nadalas and Pichais? Not for people like me? What about me? Was a question. I would like to pause here and ask the teachers and the management and the principals the same question. Isn't it the right of a constitution that we treat everybody equally? Isn't it the mental health promotion and the well-being has to be enhanced, not only in the very intelligent students, because the school and the parents, sort of Indian parents and the Indian schools sort of assume that intelligence, getting a lot of marks, being a model SS boy is equivalent to success, is equivalent to excellence, is equivalent to satisfaction with life, is equivalent to having an equilibrium within yourself and outside with the world. What about the other things? What about the average? Most of the people, you as science teachers, many of you will know that most of us are not, Satya Nadalas or Pichais. We are average people. And where is the role of the school, of the parents, of the society, of the management towards mental health promotion and well-being and giving a sense of self-esteem, not related only to achievement of marks in mathematics and science and chemistry and computer science, but on being kind, compassionate, dealing with stress, dealing with difficulties, having less, being grateful. These are some of the qualities which we are talking about. Because, and then dealing with relationships. Why I say this is when we talk about with the schools, every school is very, very, enthusiastic to go and, it is also the national educational policy of India that every school looks at the mental health and the well-being of the students. But is it rolled out in a consistent manner, on a regular manner? I know most of the schools, because I work very closely with the schools, I am aware that most of the schools have a few sessions. Do we learn mathematics and English by a few sessions? We take 12 years to learn some of these things. And why is it that we are not giving that much of importance and consistent input to our students towards this personality, towards self-esteem, towards well-being? We think that is automatic. And when we go around schools saying that, can we train your teachers to do this effectively rather than, doing it in a haphazard manner, they are all right. But when the program starts rolling out, I've had personally, and also my facilitators, I handhold most of the facilitators, they come back to me and they say, Madam, you have developed 52 hours of work. And these 52 hours of work is a very comprehensive one, which has got academics, it has got hygiene, it has got nutrition, it has got relationship, including relationship with the opposite sex and the other people, parents, grandparents. It also has things to do with substance abuse. So you have something to do with marriage, something to do with, the need for contraception. But when we go to schools, all the principals and the management are very enthusiastic, and teachers are very enthusiastic about academic sessions. But the minute we start talking about the need for other types of also inputs of substance abuse or sexuality, relationships, marriage, career, they say no. No. We are not here to do that. That's not our job. That's the job of the parents. So when to say that teachers have been looking after the holistic well-being of, and how can you say each one of us have gone through our own adolescence? Do you not? I'm not talking about a student who is 10 years old. We're talking about 13, 14 to 16 years old. And I find that the barriers are multiple there. That is at the school level, at the management level. And then at the system level of the state government and the education thing, there is no commonality among the various. There are multiple programs which are rolled out, programs by UNICEF, programs by the Department of Education, programs by somebody else, UNFPA, programs by NGOs, or programs by NIMHANS, programs by me. So, and each person is developing, reinventing wheels and doing things. And so there is a burnout of the teachers who are trained in various of these things very easy. Because on top of their academic stress, they also have to go through multiple trainings, and there is no commonality and there is no thread through some of these things. And there is a barrier already in them about not addressing many of the areas which they do not want to address. We do not have identified funding. We do not have identified periods, though there are periods in the national education policy. 2 hours every week has to be towards something towards the personality development of the student. But you go to any school and ask the management, can you give us 1 hour in a year, every week? They'll say, we do not have the time. We are very busy. You go in July, admissions. You go in August, September, we are into midterm. You go in December, we are preparing for the next model exam. So when is the time when somebody, the school is going to say, let me start working with my students, not only on academics. Academics are very important. I have become a doctor only because of academics. But I cannot say that my being a doctor alone makes me Sri Kalabharat. I am a mother, I am a person, I am a neighbor, I am a sister, I am a wife, and I have to do my roles, all the roles, equally effectively. Being only a doctor cannot make me a well-rounded Sri Kalabharat. And I'm sure each one of you would say that. Being successful in your school, education alone doesn't make somebody a very successful person. If that is so, the schools would not be having bullying, colleges will not be having ragging, we will not have a suicide rate of one of the suicide capitals of the world of 12 every 1 lakh person, 25% of our population using alcohol and drugs. So we have a lot of education. As I said, 90% of our children go to school. But somewhere along the lines seem to be going straight and not meeting. And we need to become extremely aware of that and do something to change this. Why I say this is we learn a lot from the West. And in the West, they have woken up almost 30 years back to say that our things have to change a bit. And we have to have a consistent, constant program to address our adolescents. And they are doing it on all their schools. So if a student decides to stay back in the school, it is not only the 3 hours they stress on, but also other things. And I think it is time for us to have a planned program for the whole country with the cultural inputs of each of the state. Because each of the state in our country, we are a very diverse country. Languages differ, cultures differ across the country. So some input towards the culturally appropriate, very, very important, culturally appropriate, but a uniform program across the country, day after day, even if you are not able to do it day after day, week after week, throughout the year. And that, I'm sure, if it is done from standard 1 to 11 or 12, we would have a different type of a country. Otherwise, I don't see why we still clean our houses, but we do not know what to do with the garbage and we throw garbage outside. I see a lot of people throwing wrappers from cars. Why? If education is equivalent to, being, well-being and mental health promotion, these things should not happen. I'm not saying that, education is not important. It is very important, especially in a developing country like our country. But I think there are equally other things which are important. And that is something, if we do not do that, I think, shared this in many, many occasions. The life skills was started in 1996 by WHO as a method to contain, to address HIV. But today, if we go to schools and then talk about life skills, they equate it to HIV and then say, no, we do not want it. However comprehensive we are, they don't think that this needs to be addressed at all. So that becomes a challenge for us. And if we do not address the youth holistically with the involvement of the youth, because when we do surveys in the schools, what the parents and the teachers want is very, very different. And what the children want in all these life skills classes are very different. And a life skill class, according to me, cannot be run like a science class or a mathematics class. You need a different ability, a different skill, because one of the important things in life skills class to learn the micro skills, and people call it the soft skills and all, but I think what you need is breaking down into components and teaching the student to observe that whether they are able to do it. And that is where the success of well-being comes in, because success always leads to success. And any success in your own internalized observation, repetition, getting control over something is going to lead to a very good self-esteem. A self-esteem which is not bombastic. A self-esteem which is based on reality, understanding the limitations and also the strengths, and willing to wade through the difficult waters, the murky waters of life. Because life is never a bed of roses. It comes with various ups and downs, and we think that, yes, we will be able to adjust. No. We need to be prepared, especially when support system is becoming less and less. It's only through your cell phone. This is a very good example. That most of the things are done not by touch, not by a hug, not by an embrace, but more by on the phones and media and other things. Media is a very powerful one to keep in touch. But at the same time, I think we need to teach them skills, abilities, strategies to be able to wade through the life on some of the issues of discipline, motivation, being an adolescent, going through puberty. Management. These are some of the things which we need to address, wanting and high, because today is a world of highs. We no longer have the ability, to feel satisfied with what we have. We are constantly looking for highs, and those highs increase our expectations. Once we have achieved that you have an expectation is fulfilled, the happiness doesn't last. You are looking at the next expectation, your expectation rises. So constantly looking for higher and higher happiness. All these things, I do not know how we will address it with the students on a regular basis during their waking hours, along with the inputs of the parents. So the parents and the teachers have to be partners in the whole journey of bringing up adolescents and youth and children. If that doesn't happen, we'll be a country who will outsource a lot of our manpower, but that manpower will have a lot of problems all over the world, including in India. And well-being and mental health promotion will be a utopian concept focused only on a few and not the universe of all the students, because we are talking about all the students and not students who are the first five rankers. In fact, it should focus more on those students who are the backbenchers rather than the first five. And we should have awards and recognition and celebration of those students who have made an attempt to improve themselves in various ways, not only academically. And schools should become a center of improvement and motivation rather than centers of just excellence. The person has to be recognized rather than the academic excellence. And this is something which I, as a mental health professional, say because I see disease, but the way forward is only promotion of all aspects of well-being rather than only addressing disease after the disease comes in. So let us work towards a plan, a roadmap, and understand all the barriers, starting from the school, from the home, to the government, and the policies and the practices and the funding and the training, and work towards having a planned program throughout the year, starting from class 1 to class 12 and continuing into the undergrad schools. Once the undergrad, I think then the youth is confident enough to carry on the journey and take other people along with him or with her. And that will be the success of that person rather than other academic excellence. Thank you for your attention, and I wish you all well, and I hope that you are able to spread the word of mental health promotion and well-being and in your community nationwide. Thank you.
Thank you very much, madam. We are in fact fortunate to listen from your words, Australia. We are sorry that we are disturbing your sleep. I think it is 11 o'clock night at this time. Thank you. Then, all right. We consider that the remaining session we do not want to disturb. You can, I think, leave the session. Thank you. Thank you very much for joining with us. Friends, we will start the valedictory address is over because because as you know that is the time difference. Okay, around 5.5 to 7 hours difference. So we told her to join soon. Now I will request the dignitaries to come over the stage. I will request my principal, uh, Professor A. Sukumar sir, to come. Head DE and Dr. Virendra ji, madams, madams, please come. Name is skipping. Masundi. Okay. Please, madam. Yeah, please come. Friends, this is friends. This is now time to listen from you. All right, how did the days have gone? Hope some of the participants are listening. Online participants, this is the validity session to get feedback from you all. This Manodarpan workshop is a unique one we have conducted for the first time. This mental health well-being and the issues and challenges. This discussion has happened in this room for the first time in this institute. So we need to get more from you. What more we need to do? What strategies and what would be our plan of action also? That's what we have told that you will be sending to us through an email. But for this, 2 days, around 6 to 7 sessions, we had some feedback, both positive as well as negative. So we'll be asking from KV, Navodaya, state, then SCRT, like different sectors of education. They will give us a feedback, and then after that our members will be putting their final word. So now may I call upon from the people voluntarily, you can come over here and make remarks about the program. And online participants are also asked to mute. We will be calling one by one from your side after our the offline comments are over. Thank you.
Good evening, all the dignitaries of the dais and my dear colleagues and officials of the RIE. This is Sridharacharyalu from SCRT Telangana, and I'm one of the councillor member in Manodarpan, and we are completed now cycle 4. In these 4 years, I have been given counsel for above 1800 members overall India through NCRT. It's a very pleasant opportunity with me. So, after pandemic situation, so many changes suddenly came in the students we have observed, and uh, actually it is a necessary to need very important course that all the teachers should do, and we are the first stage counselors. And one more thing is, as a teachers, we might have observing that reading disability, the dyslexia, and the mathematics disorders and dyscalculia and writing dysgraphia. Most of the children, but we are focusing on cognitive domain in our teaching learning process in classroom rather than the affective domain. Why? Because all of the strategies, all of the activities we are designing in the teaching learning process actually, but we are not focusing at the same time. These strategies will be implemented for all the students to encourage the inclusiveness in the classroom or not. So we have to focus on that. And one more thing, teachers should get the certificate in the part of a continuous professional development area, that all teachers should do the short-term course on this. I think why because recently the NCRT Manodarpan released one preventing suicidal incidents. That module also they released. These modules and these handbooks should be reached at the ground level teachers actually, but the dissemination is not going properly. I want that, and all the states should have the Manodarpan cell at the same time. In the districts also, we should establish the Manodarpan cells. So so that we can motivate the teachers, we can give awareness of the programs. That is very easy in to way that. And I focus some points. What to be going on in our state in Telangana. Uh, we want that. First of all, we have to do mental health well-being assessment. first program should be taken up the assessment. Actually, what is the status of the mental health well-being among the students, and preparation of holistic progress card, that is this 360 degrees assessment card. It is better to come from the NCRT. We are waiting for that. And one more thing, preparation of teacher modules, short teacher modules and orientation for all the teachers as the first stage counselors. That should be done. And designing of extracurricular activities for the students to manage emotional disorders. Why? Because most of the students are having emotional disorders after pandemic situation. We have to design some attractive extracurricular activities for them, and peer support programs to be conducted in schools as a group talks and class talks like that, and wellness programs to be conducted with a collaborating of some professional psychologists like that NCRT and Virendra sir like in our Telangana, and intelligent suppose procuring and providing accessible resources. It is very very important. We are not having the resources to provide these type of extracurricular activities are supposed to assess the children where their mental health status are there. So the resources should be there, and plan and guidelines for creating supportive environment. It is a very very important supportive environment. How to create supportive environment in the classroom and out of the classroom also. So for that we take a stakeholders and community and society, parental status also we have to include in this. So actually, my conclusion is that all the states should have the assessment of the mental status of the children firstly, and we have to orientation. We give the orientation for the teachers, and after that only we will focus on this. Why? Because the affective domain also very very important to more than rather than the cognitive domain. We are concentrating on the academics, but not the behavior of the child. So that I am concluding this one. Thank you for giving this opportunity. So thank you for.
Thank you. Some of them are very valuable suggestions, and definitely we'll put it as the recommendations of this today workshop. Come the next person from JNV.
Good evening, all of you. The guest on the dais and off the dais and online. Really, sir, the program is a very, very blended program. I could say there are medical psychologists, there are social psychologists, there is a psychotherapist. So all I could see, all the three categories of people here. So that is what is required when there is some problem. So we also could discuss many issues, the real life situations. I feel I proudly say I could gain something out of this 2 days workshop organized by NCRT and the RIE Mysore. So the program was very good. It was, of course, it was planned meticulously. Of course, there was some technical slack here and there. That happens. That you have to accept it. Otherwise, it was one of the wonderful programs. When it comes to, I mean, the some of the situations, what I would like to say. So sometimes we have to act as a counselors after this training program. What I am telling. So yesterday also one of the guests was narrating. Everyone is a counselor. Mother is a counselor. Father is a counselor. Teacher is the best first counselor. So we are all counselors. Whether trained or untrained, we are all counselors. So with what happens now with the media, that phones, all these things. So one major thing is missing from us. That is listening. We are not in a position to listen. Even when the child says something, some problem, we don't find time to listen. Then they simply say, no, 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 you stop, you stop. So that we have to correct. Why I am telling, if you could able to spend some time, we can save lives. I will give one example. What happened in my life when I was working as a principal in one place in Andhra. At 5:10 evening, I got a phone call from my village. One of my relative called me. I thought better not to attend the phone call. It was already 5. I somewhat there was some heavy work in office. I did not attend the call. Anyhow, after 5 minutes, I thought better to call back. I don't know what made him to call at that time. I called back, and he told some issue. There was some issue. He married this one a parental uncle daughter only. There was an issue with the mother and wife. They were quarreling every time. In a village, generally we used to conduct a panchayat, so to keep the couple together. It was everything was over. That boy decided that day to die. He went to the agriculture field. He plucked coconut, got the water, and some even pesticide also. Then he called me to narrate that why he was dying. Then I told one thing, okay, you are going to die, not an issue. But the thing is, once you die, will the problem will be solved? Do you expect that your wife will take care of your mother? Will she take care? No, she will not take care. As long as you are there, your wife will take care of your mother. Otherwise, that is the day, big full stop. The day they quarrel, even 3 months they quarrel, just because of you, my son died, or just because of you, my husband died. Next, other thing also will happen. Your wife, just 22 years old, once you die, she may make even relation with others, the physical need. Then what the people will say? So and so wife is with so and so. So, do you want all these things, or will you go back to home and make some solution? So then I spoke to mother of that fellow, that boy, and told this is what auntie. So you have to take care of him, otherwise you will not get your son. So of course the problems were solved. Now that man is with two kids, healthy kids. Now it is a happy family. What I mean to say, friends, so whatever we learn here, that we have to implement somewhere, so that the society will be benefited, and the nation, and the world. What our mm, proud Prime Minister will say always, Vasudhaiva Kutumbam. Thank you. Have a great.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else? Please, Karnataka DSCRT is there. Please, anyone come? DSCRT, please come and give your comments. Before that, Kavi, Mysore. Hmm? Yeah, before us, all are KV only. Whether it is a project KV or RBI, we have two KVs in Mysore now.
A warm good afternoon to all the dignitaries on the dais and online. This workshop on promoting well-being in schools, challenges and strategies was we can't say an eye opener because we are already into the situation, but we have the future in our hands, in our classrooms, and we as teachers need to be proactive. So that was the main need of the hour, why such workshops are at most important. On this, the topics that were taken up were whole school approach for mental health and well-being. That was about the stakeholders role, which was very well taken up by Dr. Susmita Chakraborty from the Manodarpan cell. Thank you, ma'am. And the mental well-being of holistic development, which was a very interactive session by our Virendra sir. Thank you. On this, Sun, I would like to, it was like a thank you note for making it very active. We thought it was post lunch and it is going to be difficult, but you kept us alive and we got to learn a lot, like how we have to be with the children. It's not only about mental well-being, but as teachers, how we have to tackle the children too. And the panel discussion too was wonderful. And today's sessions, that was on mental well-being related to concerns about students by Aarti ma'am, was also well dealt with, and it was very informative. And though she was just doing it with a presentation, but there was a lot of interaction with the teachers and the doctor, and it was very useful to us. Then by Vasanthi ma'am and her uh, yeah, by at Kripa, thanks a lot. It was wonderful. And in fact, I don't know about others, but I didn't want to get up from the session and go for lunch, because I wanted to get more from your sessions. Thank you, ma'am. And thank you, Anil sir, and the entire faculty of RIE. I'm proud to say that I'm a student of this college, and I'm so proud to be here for such a wonderful session. So thank you all once again for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. We see a difference in RI students every time. That's how we prepare the students. Wherever they go, they make a difference. Anyone else, madam, please? Janvi? No problem. Okay. Anyone else from the state, or otherwise we'll ask online if anybody has to tell. Online participants, now it is your time. I think you are already putting it as it is very excellent program and well planned. Some of you are there. Geeta CS, please carry on. Please speak. Unmute and speak. Unmuted only. Yeah. Anyone else? GYK Murthy? Hello. Are you audible? Unmute and speak. Provide your feedback. Oh, that is the problem. Yeah. Continue.
YJK Murthy sir, you can speak.
May I speak, sir?
Yes, Geeta ma'am, you can speak. Geeta ma'am from KV Center, Bangalore, you can speak, ma'am.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Sir, you are audible, sir. I think there is some problem in RI offline. So you can wait.
We can hear you now, ma'am.
I think Murthy sir can speak now.
We ask you to make your observation on the chat box. Some of them we will read out.
Sorry for the technical issues. We'll read out some chats. The participants can post their comments in the chat box. We can see it here. Balakrishnan sir says the 2 days workshop organized by NCRT is an excellent one. Thanks to NCRT for giving the opportunity to attend the workshop. NVD Vijayakumari ma'am writes that it was a wonderful workshop and that she got an opportunity to participate. Mayyathal Periyaswamy sir says that the workshop was a very excellent program and well planned. It's very useful to improve sir's knowledge of mental wellness. Sir also adds that he's happy to say that he's one of the students of RAEM. Kosnapalli Sridevi ma'am says, thanks to all the eminent persons who shared fabulous information to all to enrich ourselves and boost up our career as a teacher, to look after our students and solve our students' mental disorders and other mental issues. Once again, thanks. The workshop was excellent. I wish I could have attended offline.
I think now we will ask our resource persons to make a final word. Very short.
Good evening to the dignitaries on the dais and after the dais. It was a very enriching program I attended. In addition to my presentation, during the interaction also, they really added great amount of validation. I'm going back with a little more information. I enriched my understanding way of looking at the students, as you're all the grounded people where you work in the bottom level with the students. And also today's session also, Vasanthi madam, your session and Krupa, really very well. I'm going back to my home with some message, and also I appreciate and each and every participant have shown a lot of enthusiasm in learning. At the same time, I request all of you to implement the same thing what you're taking from here, so that the students can definitely blossom. And you are only the people, teachers are only the people, I strongly believe that, who have the power to change the world. So the world is looking at us. Let us bring the change the way in which we want our children to prosper and bring the healthy society. Thank you very much.
Vande Gurum to all the gurus on the days and off the days. It's been a wonderful opportunity for us at Sishya School to have been part of the Manodarpan initiative. Actually, coming and sharing is the first time I'm doing it. Many times we've done online programs, but coming all the way here, I want to thank you, sir, for this. We didn't want to make it very complicated and bring a lot of terms. Rather, we thought we will give very simple ways in which we are doing it in the school, so that it will be a takeaway for people who attend this program today. That's why we designed it, and I'm glad my counselor came along, because she was able to actually give you the practical ways in which it is functioning in the school. So you can carry those simple tips back and begin in small ways. So best wishes to everybody, because mental health and well-being, I think, is going to be the topmost priority in the future, more than academic results of schools. So let us all work together for the benefit of our children. Thank you once again for the opportunities.
I forgot to thank Nandana and Lahari for their contribution in making this workshop better. And also I thank the technical person, and I thank the Anil Kumar. He always, very proactive man. He would do a lot of online Manodarpan programs. And I really thank RIE for always making me part of this wonderful contribution to this world. I hope that in coming days we can do more programs, so that in the process of creating a better society. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
First of all, I'd like to thank my principal ma'am for giving this wonderful opportunity, Anil sir. I really enjoyed the first session. I came today morning. Yesterday I couldn't attend, but it was really good, and I'm glad that teachers are learning this mental health. And you guys are here trying to learn something and implement it also. I hope you take something, even a small thing, and you change something little in your school. it will give a very great impact in the future. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Respected the resource person, Dr. Uh, Dr. C. Virender, Dr. Vasanthi Tyagarajan, Dr. Kripa, and other external uh, resource persons, and dear colleagues, Dr. Professor Anil Kumar, Dr. V. Prasad, and other colleagues, and beloved participants, good afternoon. It is an excellent indication that this Manodarpan program from the Ministry of Education is ending successfully with a lot of appreciations from both the internal participants and external participants. There is no doubt that this mental health related psychological counseling is very essential. All agree that it is very essential. So there is the title, when we see it, is naturally a challenging one. There is no doubt about that. There is no challenge. There is challenge only. That challenges are many also, and at some point the school may be successful in identifying, solving this mental health, and some may be unnoticed also. So this percentage of such a success depends upon this alertness of the contribution of this entire school. At the same time, a child may face these problems leading to mental health from different direction and sources. And who will be the responsible person for a child mental health? That is unpredictable, and how it is expressed also unpredictable, and strategies also still now unpredictable only, and it is also instantaneous strategies only one can plan. And also the timing of a consultation is also very essential. Like that, it has a lot of implication and complexity, and the strategies also very wide. But how it is solving, still it is a question. But somehow we have seen that more expert from medical field have come and given this a lot of guidelines, and it is 50% medical oriented and 50% education aspect also there. Being the teacher, now you are 50% teacher and 50% medical doctor also, so you have such a responsibility. If you save a child, suppose one participant told he has saved his relative and that family also, similarly the teacher is going to save a family as well as an individual. For this, and also we can give award also. If a teacher is saving a child in the right time, it is worth giving award because of such a capacity to able to save. Even nowadays plants are grown and a number of plants are also saved. For this also we give awards, and similarly also we can give awards to the teacher who are saving our children from their mental health. We appreciate this Ministry of
Education for bringing this program to this RIE and associating us in organizing this program. We very much appreciate this Manodarpan cell of NCRT and RI and their members for excellent service to this society. Even though it is realized that this is a part and a partial of this program, and it cannot be a conclusive one, and also it could not be a final program. Such programs are required every year and also continuously, so that many people are also getting benefited and involved. Getting involving is also very important one in this program. When we see that it is an excellent program with a dual mode, also bringing more people through online like that. So this is also a new approach of the modern technologies, mixing both these online and offline also. We admire Dr. Professor Anil Kumar for making this program very successful. We appreciate him, and from this one he shows that all programs anyone given, he could be able to plan and carry out excellently. The Department of Education, Department of Extension Education is responsible for all these training programs, and they are very busy and organizing in such a program very nicely. We admire Professor Dr. V. Prasad and his team of this DE for making this program successful in coordination with Professor Anil Kumar. Our participants, internal and external, have shown much interest and shown active participation, and also planning of becoming that their school guidance and counselors. And also this program has empowered them. There is no doubt, there is no even certificate required. This program has empowered them to become that counselor of that school, and they can, we wish them, they can succeed in their counseling in solving their school children's problems related to mental health and other problems also. With this statement, I conclude my speech and I thank my colleagues and also the participants, and I wish all of you for safe and happy return to your homes.
Okay, thank you, sir. I think now a final word. Uh, we planned this program within a very short time, around 2 weeks before. The directions came from Delhi that you find out a suitable time for 2 days, can be during the end of November or early weeks of December. Then we told that 23rd November could be a better one, and we have sent the letters, and that's how this program could materialize. At the outset, I would tell that some of the sessions have made us to plan a roadmap for further continuation of these activities. Various experts and resource persons have put a lot of information as well as educated our offline and online participants, and there are certain main agendas have come that all will make it as a report form, and we will be sharing to all of you. as we could see that some of them were telling that if teachers could save one life, okay, then that could be the biggest contribution they can make to the society. I think as system, many a time we talk about the system is responsible for making them to take drastic steps or self-harm tendencies. Now onwards, even though the system, we are also a part of that, we would see that how the system including us can make a, easy going for the children, their home should be our classrooms, is it not? So how we can make it as more enjoyable along with the learning, all other aspects of their human development should also be properly developed so that they can become a all round individual or total developed human being. So that is the message we are carrying forward to the the community, teaching community, and the students also. Now I will take the responsibility for thanking already our resource persons along with the principals have already thanked the people, but it is my responsibility also to put a vote of thanks at the juncture. So at the outset, I would thank our two chief speakers of one for inaugural session. We have got Indumati Rao, the regional advisor, South Asia CBR network. She has delivered a keynote address during inaugural session. I extend a heartfelt thanks to Madam Indumati Rao, and also to our recent valedictory address chief guest, Madam Srikala Varadra Bharat from Nimans, retired person, and now she is actively working. We should see her charm. She is almost nearing 80, I think, and she has a good association. What is that? Welfare, it is a for well an association, I think I will be sharing with you. She is actively involved in that, in the area of mental health. Lot of literature she has produced. One could see the net and put it her name and publication, you could see that from 1971 onwards she is working in the field. A lot of literature has been published by the Nimans, Bangalore, and now also. So, madam, we are very fortunate to have, even though we contacted her for inaugural session, she was telling that no, it won't be possible to make it. So you put me at a valedictory session. Even if we are not able to join, you can carry on like that. So she could make her presence, and thanks to the technology also, Google Meet and all, she could join from Australia and provide her valuable suggestions to our group, both online and offline. Thank you very much, madam. Now, I also extend our thanks to our mentor and also in charge Manodarpan cell, Professor Anjum Sibia. She has been given the major responsibility to coordinate the activities of Manodarpan with the different states and other sectors, and she has been very actively involved in doing various activities within NCRT and outside. As you know that the Manodarpan Paricharcha as well as Sahyog sessions are regularly aired all weeks, and that is a continuous activity. Though initially we get less number of viewers, but over a period of time, the YouTube channel, many students and teachers watches, and it goes to 3,000, 4,000 for each episode. It shows that people are now getting aware about need for the mental well-being, and they are looking for various sources. And also thank you very much, madam, for your support in organizing this event at RI Mysore, and your team also, Rujish Shukla as well as Sushmita Chakrabarti, for sharing their valuable suggestions through two sessions. So wholehearted thanks to the NCRT Manodarpan team. I also extend to our resource persons of first today, Professor Virendraji has come, and really, sir, you have enlightened us, and people have enjoyed your session, and they are sharing that. And sir is getting calls from other online participants also. Please have some many sessions for us. So definitely this shows that our participants are really benefited from your session, sir. I know you were activities and your contribution to the field. So whenever I request to sir readily admit, yes, I would come to RI, don't worry about that. Tell the time and date, I'll be there. This is the statement, sir, we make whenever we chat. So really thank you, sir, for your vibrant presentation here for both days. Sir has come with madam also. Madam is a deputy collector in Hyderabad. She was also extending, yes, you are organizing very well this program. We do really require such programs, and we'll see that our teachers take up such program in our districts also. Thank you, sir, and I hope that you have enjoyed Mysore also. Okay, now come to the today's resource persons. We have started with our Ardi Bell. She is a consultant psychiatrist in Apollo Hospital, Mysuru, and she has been associated with us for a longer time. And I was the coordinator for International Diploma in Guidance and Counseling, and then Diploma in Guidance and Counseling. She used to be a regular resource person at our campus, and she has been enjoying her presence here in the morning, she told. And now we realized that the we need such people's presence in our school, sometimes at least one day per month, or a week sometimes, because many times the issues we cannot handle, and referring them again, that also limited, people will be going to them, because as someone was told, in social taboos that existing, if we take the child to a counselor, other people will think that, oh, something serious to the child, isn't it? They will be spreading the news to the community, and somehow they won't want that. So I think madam has told us what are the reasons for such things, and genetical as well as other reasons, and how do we as teachers and other mental health professional can handle such problems. I think a team approach is required for mental well-being of the students. Thank you very much, madam. We will be sharing your number and emails to all the participants, offline and online, so that they can get back to you whenever they require your support. And now comes to madam, I don't know why Vasanthi madam. Vasugi it comes. Vasugi it comes in my mind. That's what I look. Vasanthi Tyagarajan. Definitely, when I approached her, madam was ready to come for both the days, and we were arranging the sessions in such a way that she could be here for both days. But after the chat and all, she told that an important meeting yesterday, that is 23rd, I may not be able to make it, but I will be sure that 24th I am going to be there with my counselor. Is there any problem in that? I told no problem. You come with your team, and we'll be happy to have many people and to listening from you. As we know that madam has been the active member in the working group of Manodarpan. As you know that ministry constituted a Manodarpan team. Lot many people are there, and madam is one leading figure in that, and she has been constantly supporting module development, and even our students survey, and also teachers survey for questionnaire development and all. Madam was actively involved. Madam, we are very much happy, and we are also honored your presence to this session, because somebody physically coming as a member from working group is nothing like that for a Manodarpan activities. Even Sibia madam I told, but she told that traveling from Delhi may take 3 days, so going coming. So I will see that someone is physically present in your regional workshop. So we are motivated, and now your sessions were very educative and very practical suggestions, along with Kriba, you have told how do we deal with various situations, the case studies what you have presented, and the red signals, and that red logo and all. We will carry forward, madam. We have to go through again your slides and study well, because it is not retaining because we have also given us, little time only, so you are in a hurry to proceed with your various slides. We will study well all the slides and we will take it to the field, and we will see that how teachers and students can get benefit out of your sessions. Thank you very much, both the teams of your school. I think the school also producing very good human beings. I don't tell that good academic performance. A plus everybody can do it, isn't it? 100% A plus. But how do we make a good human being? That is more important, and they can contribute well to the society and to the community in the coming generation also. That's what we require, madam. Thank you. Not as producing, madam also told that robots, is it not, machines, is it not? That is not our, no. We have a human being with a flesh and blood, and who have a great concern for others. Thank you. And I also extend the thanks to other supporting staff of our own organization, as well as the CIET, who have been coordinating this event. Without their presence, we could not have been achieved this organizing it online. I also come specifically to my principal, particularly our sir Sugumar sir. As you could see, that very simple in personality, but when he talks something serious in a very nice manner, sir talks. Sir, with your presence we are all honored, sir, with your humble words and all, for the 2 days, like the inaugural and the valedictory session. And we realize that how this part we need to take it into masses, and all schools should have a counselor or a mental health professional. Thank you very much for supporting me and also our team, and for the RI name to take its heights. Thank you very much. I also thank the head extension department, Professor Kalpana Venugopal, who came here during the inaugural session, and she also supported, and she told her staffs to be more punctual at every time, so that we can coordinate the activities. She could not come, and we have now the in charge as Professor Prasad, who is now in charge of DE. Both the heads, let me thank for your support for all the extension activities like this, for the PSC program and non-PSC program. This is a non-PSC program funded by our ministry. So this is how RI comes into the lives of the people, and people should have memorable memories from here when they go back. Sir, your department is doing very well, sir. Thank you very much for all your support. Staff, Rajeshwari, then Pooja, and then we have Mahendra, and mm, uh, who is Mahadev, and then one more person, Bhaskar. Okay, and ETCell team, Bhaskar, Varun, and then Madam Subhaya. Yes, Subhaya could not come. They are belongs to our department, particularly Department of Education. Thank you very much for your cooperation. I think last minute we had some technical hinges, but anyway, it's okay. It's a part of our programs. We'll see that next time how well we can cooperate similar program. I also extend all my research scholars. Nandana is here. Lahari has just left, and then again other two research scholars, and Bhagya is there, and Rari is there, Govind, Sadia, and others, research scholars. I used to tell that you are our strength and support. If you are there, we can commit for any program. Okay, because if we talk sometimes to the department people, they have many restrictions. Okay, they are pulled out for many programs, but at least our research scholars will be there for supporting us. That's how we get help and strengthen our activities. Thank you very much wholeheartedly. And because they had from 8:30 to 6 o'clock, they are spending continuously. Thank you very much, and expect similar cooperation in our future endeavors also. Thank you. I do not have many words to tell, and this is first of this kind, I am organizing in this field. Otherwise, regularly we have various programs I took used to take up in the area of guidance and counseling. Recently, we had conducted two programs of major kind. 171 participants in another 179 participants, 5 days training program. That is something different, and this is a unique opportunity to deal with the principals, vice principals, SCRT faculty, and all that faculty and all to have such a program, wonderful program. I also thank all those people who are responsible for getting our participant both offline and online. All the authorities, those who have deputed the people, and I hope that deputation is not a waste. In fact, it is going to be a more added strength for them to take up further the activities in the field. I also thank each one of you. You are sitting in this hall very patiently, and even though that time is crossing, nearing 5 o'clock, but you are listening to us. It shows your immense, immense, interest in this area, and also having a concern for your students. Now you will take it up in a long way, and you will also educate the other fellow colleagues. You may organize various small meetings at your department, and also have a committee for this. That could be a initially you can start with organizing a small committee, and then conduct activities. I used to tell in the case of guidance program, if you put the activities in the timetable, then it become a formal activity and a regular activity. So see that this also comes as a activity in your regular timetable, so that during that time you can take up various activities with your own resources or hiring from outside, so that this message should go to a larger group, and even in your PTA meetings also. Thank you everyone. Thank you for your extended support, and also to the online participant. We are sorry that we could not accommodate basically because of restricted fund. All right, otherwise we would have called all the 70. We planned total 100, 70 plus 30. We could have called you anyway, and we will see that even if you are at online, we are sure from your feedback that you are all benefited well. You are also interacted in each sessions, and it was showing through your chat messages also. We are thankful to you for sitting for a longer time on the screen time. We used to tell that any online session should not exceed more than 2 hours per day, because again strains are there, but what to do. Our program is on like that, so they have set near to their screen for more than 6 to 8 hours. Thank you very much, and you are all contribute for further our endeavors. And I want to assure you that all the PPTs are going to be shared all right very soon. And I'm not making a condition that for sharing PPT you have to share your views. Okay. All right, so we'll see that first we get your roadmap, whatever your suggestion, what are your plans for future for your own school or your own region. All right, like the deputy commissioners were there, Gopalakrishna was present today, I could not see. And they will be making also, but along with your inputs, so that we can enrich our report. All right, so we expect that first, and our slides will follow that follow next. Thank you everyone, and I really enjoyed organizing it. Okay, this is my final, and success you may have to say, but I am really satisfied. Thank you. Yeah, everything will follow after this. Anybody wants to be here nearby national anthem, please come.
मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
I think we should start with acknowledging the presence of Ms. Krupa Prakriti from Shishya School for sharing her beautiful insights of the strategies she uses in her classroom. Thank you, ma'am, for joining with us. Ms. Bhanumati TV, Senior Assistant Director, DSCRT Bangalore. Sir, it is order. Sir, ಆಗತ್ತೆ ಬೇಗ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Ms. KP Suma, TGT English, KV Mysore. Bhanumati ma'am. Next is
Nobody can see the picture.
Bhanumati ma'am. Mr. Mithilesh Kumar, Principal KV Mysore. Mr. N. Kumar, Principal JNV Ramanagara. Mithilesh Kumar sir. Mr. N. Kumar. Ms. Anita K, Vice Principal JNV Mysuru. This is N. Kumar sir. Dr. E. Umapati Reddy, Principal JNV Mandya. Mr. M.S. Muralidhar, Lecturer, Diet Chamarajnagar. Ms. Vandana Prakash Patki, TGT English, KV Mysore. Ms. Vandana Prakash Patki. Ms. Sarvamangla VM. Ms. Sarvamangla VM. She's not there. Okay. Ms. Sridevi DA, Senior Lecturer. Sridevi DA. Mr. T. Manoharachari, SCRT Telangana. Dr. T. Bhanu Prakash, ELTC Faculty, Diet Telangana. Dr. J. Nagabhaskar, PGT, JNV Bangalore. Mr. B. Naveen Kumar Bhakta, JNV Kasargod. Mr. A. Palanivel Raj, SCRT Chennai. Mr. K. Natraj, Dr. T. Prabhakaran, Senior Lecturer, Diet, Tamil Nadu. Ms. Sharifa Sahib, Maula Sahib, Diet, Belgaum. Mr. G. Maheshwar Reddy, Diet, Karimnagar. Mr. K. Sridharacharyalu, SCRT, Telangana. Mithilesh Kumar, sir, if you're there.